My name is Anthony Burks, Sr. I am a resident of West Palm Beach, Florida, born and raised here in Florida, and I am a visual artist. My life started pretty much of me wanting to be an artist. I've been creating pretty much all my life from my knowledge. I always tell people since I was, 3 years old, when Mom used to do a lot of coloring in her coloring books. As a child, she used to color all the time, so she continued as an adult. And I guess I got my skills and abilities from her. You know, she does not practice her art at all, pretty much. I graduated from the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, got my associate's degree in commercial art. And from there, I worked the 9 to 5 like everyone else. And sadly, I got laid off of my job. From there, I decided to take my art career a little more serious and became a fine artist. I've been a fine artist for going on 12 years full time. And from there, I opened up my own studio here in Palm Beach Gardens with 0 empty spaces. And from there, I have created, oh my God, tons of work in this space here, as you can tell behind me. I've been here at 0 empty spaces here in Palm Beach Gardens, space number 10. I believe the guys have about 26 locations in total, and we are the farthest north in Palm Beach County. And from there, I have been able to create abundance of work over the years. I've been here for 2.5 years, doing what I love to do every day, and it's really been a successful moment for me. I have been able to get featured in a few magazines here in Palm Beach Gardens. I have been able to give work in some important places here in Palm Beach County, like the Northern Museum. I have 2 of my pieces in the permanent collection. I do have a mural project that I created downtown in West Palm Beach. And again, just being here in this space has allowed me to be able to reach out to places I couldn't reach out just having my studio at my home. So I enjoy being here. I'm part of a group. It's 18 studio spaces here. So we have a few artists here that we all participate and help each other grow. And I'm kind of a mentor here. I try my best to give much knowledge as possible to help out other artists in the space who has not had the experience that I do have. So it's been an honor being here. I thank 0 Empty Spaces for doing this project. It's been a great access to my career. And from there, I just been, as an artist growing, learning new techniques, learning new styles, learning to be part of the community. My wife and I started a foundation called No More Starving Artists, which that helps out artists in Palm Beach County develop their skills and learn the nature and the business of being an artist. And our business partner, Craig McGinnis, and my wife, Trina Burks, we go out and start shows and give artists opportunity to show here in Palm Beach County. We have our main show that's called Continuum, which goes on every year for the last 9 years. 10 years will be next year. We'll be doing our big anniversary for that event. And on top of that, I and myself and my wife, we do a Diaspora show as well every other year, which we try to invite all the local, and I should say South Florida artists to be part of that are African American pretty much, and Caribbean. And we've been doing that show for actually longer than Continuum. It's been going on for 12 years. And we've been growing it every single year, and we have been pulling artists out of their element a little bit because some of them get, kind of shy about getting their work out there. So my wife and I, we created this event to try to help the Black artists in the community grow. And from there, we have done many other events One of the other ones we do is called collaboration. Collaboration is basically was started from our home, which is actually longer than the other two events. We've been doing that for, say, the last 20 years. And it started out us just being at our home. We just built a brand new home here in West Palm Beach. And from there, we just decided to turn our space into a gallery. So we remove everything off our walls and we invite artists to come in and set up, and we all pretty much help out with, getting the flyers out and those kind of things. And we have had a very successful run with it. But we had to grow, so that's what the other shows started at. So basically, collaboration was the first curating event that I've done, and then from there we went to the other two events I just talked about. Again, our goal is to try to educate and help the artists here in Palm Beach County understand that they can be a full-time artist if they desire to be. I have a series of different types of work. I do work in series. I try to do odd numbers pretty much on most of my series. This is one of my popular series here called Natural Beauty. And with Natural Beauty is that I used to do all my pieces in all color because I was a color pencil artist. So everything was done in color. As I got older and wiser, my hands were starting to tell me to slow down a little bit. So I had to find a different technique. So I started doing charcoal, mostly of the drawing instead of the color pencil. And this series here is based off of, I call them my queens. My queens don't need any color to represent them. They're just beautiful inside and out. But as for nature, their color is everything to them. That's how they survive. That's how they nurture. They do everything with the brightness of their colors. And butterflies are, to me, nature, because no matter where you go, where country you're in, you're going to see a butterfly somewhere. So I included it in the series, and that's why the series is called Natural Beauty. Country you're in, you're going to see a butterfly somewhere. So I included it in the series, and that's why the series is called Natural Beauty. This piece is actually been sold. This is a print of the piece. The two ladies, which is not, it's only one lady. This is the same person. I decided to flip her head because I couldn't figure which side to do of her. So I decided to do two of her. And this piece is actually downtown in West Palm Beach as a mural, and it is large. Each head is 18 feet by 18 feet. And the butterflies actually are off the wall a little bit, so you can see them all as if they was floating behind them in front of them. So you can see that piece on Clematis here in West Palm Beach on the 500 block. Like I said earlier, I work in series, so this is my newest series that I'm working on, and I actually have two titles. I do young men of my community as the subject matter, and the series is called King Cones, and it's part of the Royalty Cone series, which I do African masks as well as doing people. This gentleman here is a great friend of mine and the artist Ramel. He is awesome. So every time he posts a photo on Facebook and Instagram, I always ask him, can I create them? So this series here is my newest series. This is my latest piece. I literally just finished this piece today. And it was beautiful. I really enjoyed. I tried to bring a little bit of realistic and I want to say fantasy, but to give you a idea where this actually can be. The piece is 25 by 72 inches. And I work in charcoal and color pencil on this piece here. Again, I love working with charcoal because it's easy on my hands pretty much, but I am a color pencil artist by trade. I've been doing color pencils, oh my God, all my life. So this is the latest, and I have a series of, I believe, about 10 pieces done so far. So I got a few more to do. I have a few series inside of the showroom here, and this series here that I'm going to talk about is about the animals and their endangerment. The series called Cry Freedom, and I have the animals upside down and basically roaring or crying out to us to let us know that, you know, if we don't stop what we're doing, we'll probably be next. So it's part of it's under the umbrella of Rooted Ground, and Rooted Ground is basically the tree is the keeper. It's telling the story about the last thing that ate off of it, laid underneath it, made it underneath it. It's keeping the history and the story behind those animals because they don't have a voice for themselves sometimes. So the series is called Cry Freedom. I love of butterflies. I decided to do a series showing the rebirth of the butterfly. So I'm not quite done with the series yet. I have done 2 so far, and I have a 3rd one that I'm going to be working on. So again, it's part of my Rooted Ground series, and as you can tell here, I threw in the caterpillar stripes that's in this type of butterfly here. And again, it's part of my series. Again, my Rooted Ground series is basically, again, telling the story about the last thing that was doing something on top of it or underneath it at some point. Is keeping the history of it. So if you're paying out, I have more butterflies that's part of the series, but without the trees. My love for color and my love for just the way God have created these beautiful animals to rebirth, to survive in any type of environment. And I get, as for butterflies and all insects, there's nowhere you can go without really seeing an insect or a butterfly somewhere in nature. The series I'm talking about right now is called Cover Girl. And what it is that I have teamed up with other female artists to create the series. And it's basically focusing on myself doing a nude. To respect the female body and the female themselves, I decided to go with myself creating the nude piece and having a female artist come in and finish it off. So I would give them a guide with watercolor to show them where they can drop their fabric or drawing, whatever they wanted to do, because it's open to most of all different female artists. So this artist here is a doll maker. Her name is Tanya Akins, and she teamed up with me. So I gave her a little guide as for where to drop her fabric, but it was open for her to do whatever she wanted. This is the creation that we came up with. The next set of series I'm going to be talking about is my natural beauty and my one love. The natural beauty is all my female, which I call my queens, that I've created over the years. And then I have my guys that I've created, which they are called One Love. And from there, I have always tied the young ladies with their pieces by asking what their favorite color is. And from there, I created a butterfly to match the color scheme that they gave me to work off of. I always ask them what their favorite insect is. So this gentleman here, which owns a restaurant in my community, he loves scorpions. So I put a scorpion in there, and it got to give him make him part of the piece. So he's always have a cigarette, not in his ear, but he's always smoking a cigarette. So I had to include the cigarette that's just him.
I'm assuming he always has a hat also?
Most of the time he wears a hat. He has all different color hats he have. I actually chose the yellow tint for this hat. I don't know why. I just felt yellow that day. So his hat was actually, I think, beige when I took the photo of it. My next series is called Royalty, and basically I showed the strength of our native animals. When I say native, I'm talking about in my world. And back in Africa, the pix was a strong, the cones of something strong to show royalty and strength. So I started creating this series based off of the different animals I feel that has that power. And the silverback is one of the powerful, to me, one of the most powerful animals out there. So I created this series, and it's basically the king sitting on his throne. I like to show the brightness of our animals, and I kind of do a little experiment on my own. So if you see the black rhino, I've thrown some purple in there, and I just like to show their power and their strength as well by using the color. And again, it's part of my series called Rooted Ground, and I just love color in general and nature.
Okay, so Mr. Anthony, I see that you have a book in your hand. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about the book, the project, and where could somebody get it, and so on.
Okay. I was able to create a book on the images that you're seeing behind you and the ones I spoke about earlier. And I won a fellowship through the Palm Beach Cultural Council here in West Palm Beach, or Palm Beach County, I should say. And from there, I created my own coffee table book with the images of pieces. I have 17 images of the different portraits with the female and male from natural beauty and from one love. And as for the book, you can find this on my website, anthonyburkscollection.com.